like a reed in the wind, keeping time with the dust. The sky opens its big blue mouth and laughs a soft gale. I am not going anywhere fast, just hanging on a hinge, balanced on a wooden board between the mud and the blue. Eyes shut tight, feeling the pendulum swing. Warmth in the palms, the world is a slow loop, slow loop. No rush to step down, the rhythm is the point, the rest is just talk. Back and forth, high and low, just a soft sway. The refraction of light across the cedar, striking the ceramic rim with clinical precision. Your thumb traces the vein in my wrist, an ancient cartography of quiet belonging. We are nested in the inherent linen, frayed at the edges like a coastline. The convallaria bends toward the window glass, acknowledging the warmth of the solar azimuth. We are reading the same heavy book. Your gaze is a lexicon of devotion, of absolute devotion. The vocabulary of your eyes is fast, speaking of histories we haven't written. The porcelain vessel steams between my palms, fragrant with crushed bergamot and peppermint. I am cataloging the silence of the room, a sanctuary built from shared breath. The cardinal lands on the iron railing, a sudden punctuation of crimson and light. No dialogue is required for this understanding. The inheritance of peace is a heavy fabric, wrapped around our shoulders like carded wool in the sanctuary of the late morning. Your hand is an anchor in the light, keeping me tethered to this specific hour. The architecture of the house is breathing, expanding with the heat of the day. I rest my head against your shoulder, a final sentence in a long paragraph. The clock ticks with a rhythmic patience, measuring the depth of our mutual calm. The dust particles rotate in the beam, a mitochondrions of planetary motion, and the teacup is empty but the warmth remains, transferred from the ceramic to my skin. The Lana Caravine climbing the porch, Whitney liturgy of our stillness. The stretched out on the green. The soil is damp below, the soil is damp below. I feel it through my coat. Oh, you slice up here with a knife. The skin is thin and pale. We don't need to talk today. The silence is enough. The wind moves in a circle, a man in circle. The leaves don't ask for much, just a place to land, just a place to lie. Your eyes are on the clouds. I am counting the ants. They walk across your thumb. You don't even flinch. The sky is a flat blue. It doesn't see us here. A bird flies to the woods. The world is very still. If I close my eyes, would I still be real? Or just a salt stain on this checkered cloth? The sun is a cold light breaking through the oaks. The wind moves in a circle, a man in circle. The leaves don't ask for much, just a place to land, just a place to lie. The grass is moving now. It's okay to disappear in the green, in the tall green. Do-ba-da-ba. Paper snap, ink on the page. Tap the wood, tap the wood. Keep the pace. Sun hits the desk. Dust dances slow. Stay in the lines. Easy now, so easy now. You watch me steam on the glass. Turn the leaf, turn the leaf. Let it pass. Hardback bound, heavy and thick. Watch the clock. Click, 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 click. The mind wants to drift right out to the street where the big boots hit the heartbeat, but I stay right here. Hit the heartbeat, but I stay right here, locked in the chair. Vibing on the air, scent of the rain, scent of the rain, cooling the pain. Back to the start, read it again. Hold the thought, hold the pen, swing the ink. Black and white, just us two, doing it right, doing it right, doing it right. Click, click the side to side, keeping a steady pace against the wall. I watch the dust dancing in the air, falling softly onto the wooden floor. Everything is exactly where it should be, in this little space I call my own. Everything I need is in this breath, in the feel of staying perfectly still. The world can wait for its turn, but for now I am on sanctuary. I am on sanctuary, wrapped in a peace that feels like home. A heavy mug warms up my palms, rising steam clouds up the window glass. The pages of a book turn slowly, marking time by the fading afternoon. I do not need a reason to stay, I only need the grace of this art. Everything I need is in this breath, in the feel of staying perfectly still. The world can wait for its turn, but for now I am on sanctuary. I am on sanctuary, wrapped in a peace that feels like home. No one is asking for my attention, no one is pulling at my sleeve. I find my power in the still, building a world where I can breathe. The future is a mountain I won't climb today. Everything I need is in this breath, in the feel of staying perfectly still. The world can for its turn, but for now I am on sanctuary. I am on sanctuary, wrapped in a peace that feels like home. Ticking away in the corner, side to side, just me and the rhythm, staying still, perfectly still. Sunlight spills, oh spills, tracing the grain across the wood. Soft skin, soft, warm, liquid tide, found a pile of 2 under the couch. Blue ink is smudged across my knuckle. The radiator makes a rhythmic clicking sound. It matches the way you breathe. Pale light hits the dust on the silence without making it sound like a void, making it sound empty. I am folding the morning into an envelope, leaving it right where you can find it. Simple things feel like heavy secrets now. We are finally good at being still. The toaster popped and made me jump. The strawberry jam is far too sweet. I watched a sparrow on the porch railing. It looked like it was waiting for a sign. I am writing down the way you look before the world gets too loud again. I am folding the morning into an envelope, leaving it right where you can find it. Simple things feel like heavy secrets now. We are finally good at being still. It is terrifying to be this okay, to not be looking for an exit. I used to think peace was a lie, or something meant for other people, meant for someone else. But here is the ink on the page. Wait until you read what I wrote. Wait for the light to hit. Wait until you see the tea is cold. It is all for you. Just stay right there in the sheets. Stay right there. Don't move a muscle yet. Don't move a muscle yet. The ink is still wet on the paper. Ink is still wet. It is still wet. The sun is hitting the rug. It looks like a yellow square. I am staying very still. My feet are cold under the blanket. I forgot to close the window. Now the air smells like wet grass. Don't move yet. Keep the page open. I like it like this. I like it like this. Don't move yet. Keep the page open. I like it like this. I like it like this. My tea is getting lukewarm. I'm on page 84. You are still pretending to sleep. I saw your left eyelash move. The steam is disappearing into the dust, floating in the air. Don't move yet. Keep the page open. I like it like this. I like it like this. Don't move yet. Keep the page open. I like it like this. I like it like this. Wait, I think the clock stopped. I haven't heard it tick in a while. Maybe today is just one long hour. One long hour, one long hour. The sun moved to the wall. Now the square is a rectangle. I like it like this. Stay. The sun finds the edge of the bed, tracing the lace on the wall. You are still lost in the heavy quilt, your palm turned toward the ceiling. I am counting the dust in the air, dancing in a pale line. Everything is slow and warm and warm. Slow and warm. Slow and warm. I sit on the edge of the wood. The floor is cold under my feet. The steam from the ceramic is enough. I watch your chest rise and fall, a soft rhythm against the mattress. The day has not started yet. Everything is slow and warm and warm. Slow and warm and warm. The light moves across your skin until the room is full of light. Do, 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 do. Steam rises like a soft gray curtain between your steady gaze and mine. The spoon clicks against the porcelain rim, tap, tap, keeping time for the both of us, while the world stays outside the glass, safe and dry in this padded booth. You slide that look across the table, low and slow like a heavy bass line. No rush to find the bottom of the brew. We stay right here in the pocket of the quiet afternoon, right here, wrapped in wool and woven silk, watching the rain paint the pavement black, simple as a 3-chord blues. racing for the downtown express. But we have the bridge and the melody, settled in the easy air, taking our sweet time to breathe. Take another sip and let it linger. The way the evening begins to fall, falling down, sweet and steady. Just us, just us, just us in the pocket. Do-do-da-do. One more time, soft and slow. Knuckle resting on the jawline, rough wool of the sleeve. Light is lancing through the glass. Dust is heavy in the air. Stay in the palm, hold the pulse of it. Stay in the palm. Tracing the blue under skin. Clock is counting down the steam. Your breath is slow and sand even. Anchor in an inn. Anchor in the linen. Stay in the palm. Hold the pulse of it. Stay in the palm. Vessels and the ink running through the wrist. The timber of the house shifting in the heat. Rest the weight, rest the weight of the hand, rest the weight. Stay here, rest the weight. The grate is heavy iron, it holds the birch limbs together. You haven't moved in 20 minutes, 20 minutes. The room feels smaller now, in a way that finally makes sense. The draft under the door is just a reminder of what we kept out. Kept it out. I am watching the way the orange light prints geometric patterns on your sleeve. It is a quiet chemistry, a slow consumption of oxygen and wood. We don't need to discuss the weather, or the thing is a physical weight settling on my shoulders like a wool coat. It is easy to measure the afternoon by how much timber remains in the basket. The winter is a logical neighbor standing on the porch. just out of reach of the rug, just out of reach of the sparks. I think about the movement of time. I think about the movement of time, how it slows when the air gets dry. The clock in the hallway is ticking, but the sound is soft and unimportant. I suppose this is what they meant by finding a center. Finding a center. The wood pops once, a small sharp noise in the stillness. You look up and smile, just a little, and I stay right here, watching the ash turn white, turn white. The sun hits the wood grain. You are turning a thin page. The steam rises from the cup. I see the ink on your thumb. You have not moved for some time. The room is becoming bright. Across the table, your hand finds mine. It is warm and steady. It is warm and steady. The morning moves slow. Moves slow. I have my own stack of books, but I watch the dust move in the light from the high window. The radiator makes a metallic click. You are underlining a long sentence. The pen is blue and cheap plastic. Your glasses sit on the bridge of your nose. Across the table, your hand finds mine. It is warm and mine. It is warm and steady. The morning moves slow. Moves slow. The traffic is a distant sound. The kettle is cooling on the stove. We do not need to speak at all. This is how the day begins, a quiet sort of weightless support. Weightless support. Across the table, your hand finds mine. It is warm and steady. It is warm and steady. The morning moves slow. Another hour. I'm watching a beetle die on the flagstone. It's twitching in the way I do when I'm nervous. You're pointing out the hydrangea bushes, saying they need more iron in the soil. But the sun is hitting your neck in a way that makes me think about hospital waiting rooms. And the way the linoleum reflects the ceiling. I'm trying to be present for the walk, but I'm counting the steps until I can lay back down. Stay here in the weeds with me. Stay here. Don't ask me to be anything else. Lost wire, anything else. Not today. Just watch the dirt get under my nails. Under my nails. You have a bruise on your shin from the bed frame. A purple map of where we've been sleeping. We passed the neighbor's fence where the paint is peeling like sunburned skin after a long July. I wanna tell you I'm failing at being a person, but you're busy smelling the lavender. You say it reminds you of soap in a bathroom, and I just nod because I can't remember my own. The silence feels like a Sunday morning when nobody showed up for the sermon. Stay here in the weeds with me, stay here. Don't ask me to be anything else. Lost word, anything else? Not today. Just watch the dirt get under my nails, under my nails. The light is too bright for my eyes, too bright. We're just walking in circles. I'm still waiting for the floor to give way, but the grass is holding us up. Maybe the apocalypse is just a slow Tuesday, and we're just picking at scabs in the garden, for now, for now. Flat on old oak, pressing down the heavy metal nib. Blacking trails, the wide expanse, tracing every jagged thought I keep for you. Sharp lines, bold strokes, catching the vibration of the hand, tapping out a rhythmic beat against the wood. Fold the corner sharp, creasing down the fiber of the page, making sure the mark is cut deep, deep enough to break the silence of the room. Words slide, ink burns, staining every fiber of the bone, driving like a walking bass across the line. No wire, no spark, just the tactile drag of laid upon the soul. But my pulse is quick, my blood is jumping, kicking up the dust of everything I meant to say. Meant to say. It pulses, it pushes, it swings across the margin like a brass horn. Shut, licking down the salt upon the seal, sending out the testament of heat, waiting for the metal click of the box. Click of the box. Stay hip, walk tall, knowing that the ink is finally dry, knowing that you hold the breath I gave away across the town, in your hand. Signed and sent, yeah. Keep it cool, just keep it cool. The morning sits heavy on the windowsill, where the white paint is starting to flake, just enough to show the wood underneath. It is a quiet sort of miracle how the floorboards hold up the weight of our shared history without making a single sound today. I watch the steam rise from the ceramic rim. It moves in patterns I can't quite name, but I appreciate the heat against my palms. The way your sweater is draped over the chair reminds me that the air and we are still here to notice the change. Look for lightning in the clouds, or wait for the world to break wide open, but I find the logic in a well-placed spoon, or the rhythm of the clock ticking in the hall. It is the small geometry of being known that keeps the pulse steady and the mind clear. Maybe it is enough to simply be articulate about the way the light hits the blue bowl, settle at the bottom. I don't need a reason to be thankful for the silence that sits between us now, like a book we have both already read. Stays open, the season turns slow. It is enough, it is enough. Porcelain rests upon the scarred oak. Steam rises from the fusion of chicory root. Your diaphragm pulses with a sudden frantic rhythm. The punchline lingers in the oxygen between us, a tectonic shift within this narrow scullery. You are a monument of sudden bright sound. I watch the way your shoulders heave, tracing the lineage of your genuine mirth. Beyond the window a cedar waxwing hovers, navigating the branches of the silver birch. The world is violent and vastly indifferent, but here the gravity feels centered and kind. This silence is a heavy velvet tapestry, woven from the threads of our shared history. We do not need the clutter of syntax or the clumsy architecture of spoken explanation. Only the stillness. We are two celestial bodies and fixed orbit, no longer seeking by the weight of this small joy, no longer seeking in a reason for existing, simply braiding in the frequency of afterglow, simply vibrating in the frequency of afterglow. The resonance remains. You peel a clementine with methodical grace. The citrus oils atomize in the cool air. A fragrance of ponderosa pine in winter stains the linen towel draped over your arm. I am documenting the tetragrammaticity of your knuckles, each ridge a mountain range I have climbed. A liturgy performed without a single prayer, the castery performed without a single prayer. The cast iron skillet remains cold on the stove while the sun calculates its slow descent. We are protagonists in a fable of peace, untouched but by the machinery of the exterior world. Our knees brush beneath the table edge, a tectonic plate, movement of sheer devotion. Your eyes reflect the grain of the wood, a mirror of the forest we planted together. Everything is ending somewhere in the distance, but here the clock has forgotten to strike. This silence is a heavy velvet tapestry, woven from the threads of a shared history. We do not need the clutter of sensory. extending through the floorboard, simply vibrating in the frequency of afterglow. Stay the resonance remain. The sun hits the floorboards in those long yellow strips. You are moving through the kitchen without making a sound. I like the way the ceramic feels against my palms. It is a heavy heat that does not go away too fast. I watch the steam curl up towards the ceiling while you lean against the counter, just looking at me, just looking at me. It is a steady kind of holding on, like the heat that stays inside the clay. I do not need much else besides this, just the way you look in the morning light. Soft and easy, so soft, so soft and easy. I have these papers spread out across the oak table, trying to make sense of all these printed lines, but I keep catching the rhythm of your breathing. It is more important than anything I am reading now. The ink stays dry while the morning disappears, and I am perfectly fine with falling behind. It is a steady kind of holding on, like the heat that stays inside the clay. I do not need much else besides this, just the way you look in the morning light. Soft and easy, so soft and easy. We do not have to talk about the things we have to do. The grass is growing outside without any help from us. Let the sugar sink down to the bottom of the cup. Everything exactly where it needs to be, exactly where it needs to be. It is a steady kind of holding on, like the heat that stays inside the clay. I do not need much else besides this, just the way you look in the morning light. Soft and easy. Keep the kettle low, keep the blankets on the floor. It is a steady kind of holding, steady holding. Stay